Good morning. This is Satyrian Leaf Spar. I'm pretty sure you already know that. Anyways, this is a BJD Addicts tag on a Saturday. Maybe my new filming schedule, I think, because my schedule has changed a bit at work and Saturday filming is a touch more convenient. So that may be the new trend. I said in a couple of videos ago I was gonna skip some, and I have a list somewhere in my book. I know that we should be doing 5, which is workspace, and 6, which is storage. I'm gonna probably be skipping those until the end of March because 5 workspace, 6 storage will be rolled into one video because, yeah, that's all one thing. And I will be completing my workspace and storage space. I feel like that's too much of the word space in one sentence. In the month of March, at least to a point in which I'm happy with it, and I'll be doing a doll room tour. So I'll probably roll all of that into one tag. So 1 minute later, let's move on. This is the doll relationship tag. That's kind of why I've brought all of the crew down and set them up. He still does not have pants. And I think there's a couple of comments a little while ago about that. I commissioned him pants, and there was nothing wrong with those pants. But the pants don't fit him, and I don't mean based off measurements. I mean aesthetically based off character. I keep changing his character quite a bit. I'm gonna get into a ramble probably on Tuesday. Oh, I said Saturday. It's my Saturday. I'm sorry. It's Monday. I'm gonna get into that on a ramble. He's my most fickle character, and I just can't figure out who he is right now. But this is the doll relationship tag. Who they are, who they're related, not who they are, but who they're related to, do they have love interests, and do they have any families that you have shelled into resin characters. I'm not going to go into will shell into in this particular tag unless I feel like it's particularly important, because it's 7 a.m. in the morning, and even with notes. So we're just going to kind of start from that direction. So Tilio, the vampire, he has, I think I just said I wasn't going to do this. He has no living relatives that will be shelled at this point in time, but he does have an adopted son down here, which is Louis. Tilio himself currently has no what I would consider stable love interests, because I would say if it's alive and breathing, it doesn't have to be alive and breathing. He's not alive, he's a vampire. He's very open to life and undeath. He has no sexuality in, I would say, we'll just say he's open-minded. He doesn't care. But he doesn't have a stable love life. And in my current resin crew, I'm going to say that he has attempted, I have attempted to place him with a couple of, like, with Filterin, but I really just didn't like the feel of it at all. Like, visually, I didn't like the way they looked together, and I just didn't like the way it felt. Back into Louis. Louis is his adopted son. He, meaning Telio, discovered Louis in a feeder den while he was being turned. He couldn't stop him from being turned because he had already been bit. But instead of letting him just continuing to be kept and fed on, he adopted him and has taken care of him since. In addition, Louis has no living relatives. They have all since passed. They're both old at this point in the sense of human years. He has no living relatives, well, undead relatives in my crew. He's a child, so there are no love interests. That's just a little weird, even for me. He does have a fondness for, when I say fondness, they are like really good friends with Phelan. Like, they have a good relationship and a good friendship, and they do things together. I plan on actually getting some really good pictures and probably even actually trying to photo story here very soon of Phelan and Louis. Moving this way, starting in the back. I'm sorry, it's dark even with my light. We have Chiron. Chiron is the brother to Filterin. And likewise, Filterin is the brother to Chiron. They are actual blood brothers. They are born from the same parents. They are from the same litter, so to speak, as they are werewolves. They had two very different upbringings. He, Filterin, was raised almost as if he was going to bring out the end of times, whereas Chiron was raised by a different clan as he was going to be a solution to problems. So they kind of have very different outlooks on life. Then you have Phelan, who was not raised by his father. He does not know his father as of yet. His father does not even know he has a child. So that's not something I have introduced or have figured out exactly how I'm going to introduce it yet. I just know I want that to be a situation that I want to incorporate. I have also not figured out if I want this to be like a normal biological situation or if I want Phelan to be more of a magical child. I know that he is going to be different though. These two, Phelan and Chiron, obviously they're magical beasties. They're werewolves. And werewolves have abilities, but Phelan is a little different. He can talk to animals. Squirrels, rabbits. If it's a mammal, he can speak to it. Very Dr. Doolittle. And these two cannot. It is not normal for werewolves to be able to do that. So he's a little different. Move over to Garen. Garen is... I have not decided if he is a satyr or not. But talking about relationship-wise, these two, I do believe I'm going to pair them up. But he is the one who has raised Phelan since birth. But he has not told Phil Tarrant that Phelan is his child. The reason this is because as a part of his clan, what they do is they raise supernatural orphans. So it's just kind of who they are. And as a part of that clan, they cannot discuss their charges. So regardless of anything that, feelings or involvement, he's not going to discuss anything about how or who or when Phelan came to him. Same goes in Phelan's direction. He's not going to sit down and talk to Phelan about who, when, what, how, or where Phelan came to him unless it was time or he was told by their elder to do so. As you can kind of tell in my universe, I have not, well, if you can't tell, I have not decided if or what kind of the timeline is as far as the era or the decade or anything, but I do very much like there to be a village style system to be a very common and prevalent piece. From the previous box opening, the doll that I got with the large mech arms, he is way up there and I can't get him down right now. I am really leaning towards a collapse of civilization kind of situation where people are really trying to put it back together, almost post-apocalyptic, but I really kind of think that's overdone. I don't know if I want to do that again as me doing it. I almost think it needs to be something else. Anyways, that has gotten everyone discussed. I will have to work the other two into the scenario. The one that recently came in with the mech arms. Oh, something I did not discuss. This guy, Garen, I do not know, outside of a potential love interest in this guy, there probably will be none of his siblings, none of his parents, or any furthering of his clan to ever come into being. One, it's going to be difficult to get the sculpt that would further his clan into my clan. And two, I think one of him is enough. One a-hole face of that caliber I'm fine with. And two, it's just, I really like the idea of incorporating the fact that one of his clan that's made himself known being a little uncommon and a little unusual, being a thing. The fact that he came out of hiding, I can work that into something. Being kind of making it that unique. Okay. Well, that's the Dolly relationship tag from BJD Addicts. That's going to be it. It's super early in the morning. If I'm lucky, I can get this edited and up before 9 o'clock. Hope all of you have a great rest of the day. It is Monday, and a great rest of the week.